Hello everyone, Redman here. I wanted to address something real quick, and that is the amount of people I keep hearing online that when there's a remake or a reboot, they act like somebody pissed on their lunch. Um, Here's my opinion on that. When a company decides to make a reboot or a remake, I can understand some people's feelings about it. A lot of us grew up with movies in the 80s, and we have memories of them, and it's kind of weird when, somebody messes with the memory of what you grew up with. But here's the thing. Uh, if you don't like the fact that companies remake their movies, or that maybe another company will come by and remake a movie from another era, here's what you can do. You can vote with your feet and your wallet and not see the movie. Which is what the sensible person does. What bothers me is, however, the amount of people who will just um, whine, moan, and complain online, which is, I think, maybe the easiest thing for somebody to do, especially if they have a computer, because you don't need anything but a computer to sit down. Whenever there's a trailer for anything like Total Recall, and or what the new RoboCop movie is coming up, it's easy for someone to just write, a computer, sit down on the computer with an internet connection and write down a commentary saying, well, oh, this movie sucks. Oh my God, they're gonna ruin my life, my memories, and everything. Um, I'm not saying to keep it to yourself. What I'm saying is quit bitching and moaning like somebody just, you know, painted all over your house or something without your permission. These movies are not yours. I mean, you might feel like, you grew up with them, so you don't have a right to nothing. You grew up with them, they gave you good memories, it's over. Time to move on. But no, and I can understand complaining and bitching in this economy because that's pretty much what anybody has nowadays. It's not like we have anything else that we can do nowadays, but it just it's getting really aggravating. Whenever I see, that they're going to reboot a franchise, rebooting a franchise is not always bad. Okay? And you might say, well, that's your opinion. Yeah, it's my opinion. You know why? Because I grew up also with these movies. What bothers me also is that people who maybe, saw these movies later on, that bitch and complain. I mean, I can understand some other people that all, that about are around my age that grew up on these movies. I can understand that. I'm not so much talking about you, although, you know, it kind of also pisses me off that nobody's open to new change. We're all becoming our fucking grandparents. You know, Life moves on. Okay, if you want to relive your past, buy the fucking movies that they originally came with. It's not like they, it's kind of like it's it's not like these people are just going house to house. You know, taking your own movies and taking your own movies away from DVDs, VHS, and saying, "Fuck you, you can't watch this. You're gonna have to watch the new remake." Ha 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 ha. No, no, they're not. They're just trying to cash in on, because the fucking economy sucks. They're trying to cash in by remaking a fucking movie, or maybe they have new ideas, or what if we could have done something else? You know, it's kind of like the whole thing about CG. How people are always, and this is that really pisses me off because I love CG. I work with so many computer graphics programs. It's not even funny. I mean, even before people nowadays, like the younger generation started messing with programs like ZBrush, Sculptress, Blender, Studio Max, Maya. I did those and so many more. Rhino 3D. Anyone? Uh, Even before. So but I'm just segueing away from this. But it's just that's also I gotta address that before I move on because that really pisses me off. If you don't like CG movies, here's a simple thought: don't buy the fucking movies. Don't go to the fucking theater. Okay, stick to your fucking VHSs and DVDs, and watch the movies ad nauseum. But no, people just have to bitch and moan and complain about everything. Hell, I'm even guilty of this because I'm bitching and moaning about your bitching and moaning. See? I mean, it's yeah, and I'm not being a hypocrite. I confess outright that that's why I picked the name the Rant Man because I like ranting about stuff. But at least with my rants, at least I'm ranting about stuff that makes sense. It's I'm not talking about uncensored because had we and before I say this, don't tell me, well, younger generation also bitches and moans about old movies. Yeah, they're stupid. Okay, but had we grown up with, like if we grew up, like let's say we're 5 right now, if we're 5-year olds growing up in this generation with movies that almost always have CG in them, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know the fucking difference. And believe me, I'm also a movie buff. I like movies. In fact, I go back to liking silent movies like Haxon and the Golem, or Der Golem, and Nosferatu, uh, you know, or even the old fucking Edison Frankenstein, and you know, I like a lot of those movies. Phantom of the Opera, uh, you know, Hunchback of Notre Dame, so on. You can like those, and you can like fucking CG too. But don't fucking come complaining that CG ruins everything. Oh my god, CG's overused. Oh my god, they're ruining my movies. Oh my god, they're ruining the classic movies. You know what? No, they're not. It's not like they're fucking taking your movies away, going to your fucking house and saying, no, you have to watch this always. You have to watch the new ones always. They're not. Okay? If you don't like it, fucking don't buy it. Don't don't go to the fucking theaters. Don't buy the fucking movies when they come out on DVD, Blu-ray. Okay? Don't. Let the rest of us fucking enjoy, seeing a fucking trailer on YouTube without your bitching and moaning on how they're ruining everything. Okay? Of course, that's not gonna stop. You're probably, as a matter of fact, you're probably gonna dislike this video, and you're probably gonna write down comments below about, oh, you know, my rant, but that's fine. I don't censor comments like other people on YouTube. If you want to write how much I suck, how fucking fat I am, and say other things that have nothing to do with my fucking rant, if you want to address anything else, that I'm ugly, that I'm fat, that my voice sucks, that's fine. Okay? You're stupid permanently. It's a fact. Okay? If you do that, you're stupid. Okay? You don't like that? Then don't fucking comment. Okay? But if you comment about anything else but what I'm ranting about, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. Okay? Moving on. If if you don't like I said, if you don't like these movies, don't fucking watch them. Okay? But I'm just sick and tired of your incessant moaning about how Hollywood's ruining everything. Hollywood's the one that fucking brought you these movies in the first place. Okay? And then you turn around and spit in Hollywood's face, saying how they're ruining everything. It's their fucking movies, their fucking franchises, or sometimes, it becomes another studio's franchises because they buy them out. Okay? And they can do whatever the fuck they want with them. If they want to release Terminator, the 18th Terminator movie, with like, most, 95% of the movie being CG, they have the right to do that. And you know what? Your, how much your moaning and complaining counts to? Zero. Okay? Because it's their fucking movies. They can do whatever the fucking want, and they have an audience that'll watch them regardless. Okay? Same thing with other movies. I mean, it's if they want to remake RoboCop, fine. Yeah, I didn't know it was a remake or not, or if it was just another one in the line. Okay, but if they want to remake it, fine. Just like just like Total Recall. I mean, but on the other side, I can understand some of the complaints, and I know this might sound contradictory, but on the other side of the fence, I can understand some of the complaints because sometimes they veer off, the original script. Like in, for example, Total Recall, the movie doesn't take place on Mars; it takes place on Earth, which kind of, I was like, well, what's the point of making a movie if you're not gonna stick at least to that, you know, that thing that takes place on Mars because it's all through a fantasy movie, and that's what the whole premise is that something is found while excavating Mars, and it turns out to be this like terraforming um, machine that's never turned on by aliens, and so on and so on. So you know, I can understand that on one side. Okay, on technical grounds, yeah, I can understand the complaints because it's that's kind of the whole thing. That was kind of the whole premise of what Total Recall. I mean, I don't know what the new premise is. I mean, except that it's kind of like Colin Farrell is a secret agent, and it's kind of at least sticking to that part of the script. And I don't know how the hell the woman with three tits is gonna uh, fit in because that's kind of the point of the original movies because the people are so mutated that woman grows, I guess, three tits and becomes a hooker or something. So, but I guess again I'm segueing off what I was saying. I can understand complaints on one side if they're technical, common sense complaints, but if all you're doing is whining, moaning, and bitching, saying, "Oh my God, they ruined everything," um, stop that. You know, or at least make some fucking sense. If you're gonna complain, make some sense. Don't just complain just because you want to complain. I mean, you will anyways, but just it aggravates me when the complaints out there make no fucking sense. Okay, they don't make any sense. If you don't like what Hollywood's doing, then don't watch it. Okay, you know they'll they'll be okay without you. And if enough people don't like it, then you know Hollywood will see that enough people don't like them their franchises being touched, and well, I don't know if they'll learn anything from it, and not do any more reboots or remakes, but you know they'll financially understand because they won't make as much money. Of course, they themselves, Hollywood's going to complain and bitch and moan and blame it on something else like uh, you know internet movie pirates or something. That's another thing. It's that you know everybody else blames everybody else for something else, which is, well, it's a topic for another day. But that's just it. I wish I could do more videos often, like people like the Amazing Atheist and stuff, but it's just not in my nature. I mean, I've only got one complaint for one period of time, and when I feel like it has to be done, I do it, and that's it. So, whether it's good or bad, whether people like it or not, I mean, I just checked my email and I had somebody complain saying that I made people who are atheists, even though I clearly stated I'm not, but they say, well, you're making atheists look fat and slobs because at the time I made another fan video, my house was a mess. Um, to those people, I want to just say, fuck you. Where the fuck are you to judge me? You know, yeah, I might rant on videos and stuff, but I'm not judging anybody. Um, except for people that that complain about me. But it's my fucking video, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. So, but anyways, that's it. What else can I say about this? But, well, peace.